Rolo, which strategy do you consider superior for the future of the red pill? Okay. To remain rebellious as a subculture, or to try and shift itself into a more legitimate alternative acceptable by mass culture? It will never be accepted by mass culture. End of story. Because mass culture is defined by gynocentrism. It will never be acceptable by mass culture. If it was, you'd already see everybody embracing this stuff. I think a lot of people will resist the red pill based on ideological, ethical, whatever terms. That's too easy for them not to do that right now. So if you have like the guy from Turning Point USA, and like a lot of the things that you're seeing happen right now is what I call tilling the field. And I brought this up on Rule Zero yesterday. What is tilling the field? It's sort of preparing the crops to sow the seeds so that you get the crops later on. In this case, they'll be in, I don't know, first week of November. So why would we want incels as boogeymen? Well, because they're easy targets. It's low-hanging fruit. They're easy to hate. They're losers. They're perma-virgins. They're the kind of guys that you don't want your sister to date or to get obsessed with your daughter. You don't want those guys. You don't want an incel to be like obsessive compulsive about your daughter because he might hang himself or he might hang her. God knows what could happen because of that, right? And they're easy to hate, and they're easy to sort of amplify and multiply. It's almost like the Red Scare. It's like there's a communist under every rock, right? There's an incel under every rock. Where is it? There's an incel. And as soon as, like, say, a pro-feminist movie or the next Star Wars or the next whatever, name the franchise, right? Name the pop culture, gaming, sci-fi, fantasy franchise. Somebody throws the movie out there and it flops. And you know what their first thing they say is, that's those fucking incels. They're the ones that screwed it up. They're the ones that brigaded Rotten Tomatoes and gave us all bad reviews. Yeah, that's the go-to. In fact, I would go so far as to say that if a movie company, if a movie warehouse, whatever, if a movie company knows that their product or their movie is going to fall flat and be a piece of shit, the PR company moves into that mode. Like, well, let's blame it on the red pill. Let's blame it on incels. Let's blame it on toxic masculinity. Let's blame it on whatever. We know it's going to be a dog, so let's be ready for that. And so what do? We blanket, I don't know, IMDb or whatever favorite, entertainment gossip, movie blog aggregate is. Just be ready for it. The article's already written. Before the movie launches, the article's already written. What was it? Rings of Power? Before Rings of Power even came out, I guarantee you they already had contingencies for when people go, it's wokesy. It's all very wokesy. It's this want for nostalgia, but you decided that you were going to put this wokesy narrative into it. And we know that, and they know that. And so we've got to find some way to sort of counter that. And what's the most logical rationale for that? It's the incels. It's the red. It's Rollo Tomasi teaching these guys toxic masculinity. That's why the series failed. They need that guy. You need me. You need a frothing at the mouth madman who's radicalizing these incels because your movie sucked, and he's the one who got all of them to downvoted on Rotten Tomatoes. How easy is that? Now that's just tilling the fields for movies. Now take that and put it into a political theater. Well, if Trump can't get on the ballot, it must be the incels. We didn't do enough. You guys didn't get off your ass. You're too busy stroking off and playing, I don't know, soon to be Grand Theft Auto 6. Mike Sartain. You guys are too busy playing Skyrim or whatever the fuck you're playing right now, or Madden, whatever is popular. Smoking weed. You guys are smoking too much weed. Eating gummies, eating edibles. It's on you. It couldn't be the women. Oh, wait, no, sorry. It could be the women. You're marrying these guys who are not motivated, or you're not marrying them. So that's why Hillary got into office. That's why Gavin Newsom gets into office. That's why Biden gets into office, because you guys didn't man up enough and marry these hoes. It's your fault, because women will tend to vote for who their husband votes for. Get the fuck out of here. So it's your fault, trad guy, for not manning up and marrying those girls so that you'll have 2 votes instead of 1 for Trump. Get the fuck out of here. You think that they don't think that way? Trust me, they do. Hell, I've seen was it Tommy Lahren? Tommy Lahren was stroking this one for a while. It's like, well, women are going to get drafted. Well, why? Because men are man enough to go and pick up a gun and go out there and fight themselves. So now it's men's fault because they won't do it. So now the little ladies have to go and take care of things themselves. By the way, that's a narrative that traces as far back as Dow Rock. If you think that like, what was it recently? I forget when it was. Like in 2016, there was supposed to be a measure on some law or something. We're going to put women onto selective services. Didn't get on. 2018, 2019, somewhere around there. Another one. Never happened. You're never going to conscript women, period. And I know that there's been recently, I think it was 2022 or something like that. There was recently something where they were saying, well, we're going to put women onto the selective services as a part of another bill. It's like added onto that bill here in the United States. And it's like, not going to happen. Didn't happen in 2016. Won't happen now. No one has a stomach for it. And the minute they even consider it, every pastor, every evangelical, fire and brimstone preacher is going to say it's men's fault that we have to rely on women. Now we have to conscript women into the draft because you guys aren't manning up and doing it yourself. If you just marry these girls and you just find a girl, get married, have more kids than you can afford, then we wouldn't have to have this selective service bullshit, like anything that they can conflate it with. So I think, to answer your question, Proteus, there is no red pill unless it's sort of underground. It always has been. I remember when in 2019, right before all the shit went down with Anthony Johnson, I think people don't realize this. That was June of 2019 when he decided to go full retard. And when that was happening, everybody, by the way, all of his co-conspirators in that, he just basically fucked pretty much every single one of them, including Socrates. George Bruno sent me this picture. Yeah, I think I could probably dig it up. He sent me this picture of all these guys in 2019 who were part of the 21 convention, and it has X's over all the faces that no longer want to have anything to do with Anthony. And I think it was back in 2021, 2022. And just a matter of time, man. Just wait them out. That's all I really have to do was just people who are pathological. Really, all you have to do is wait them out. But he wanted to go political. I don't think Anthony Johnson has taken that MAGA hat off since 2017. I think he showers with the fucking thing. That's how you remember Anthony Johnson. He's got this "Make America Great Again" in every single video. Is he ever going to take the fucking hat off? Probably not. It's tribal affiliation, but he really kind of lost his mind back in 2019 and wanted to go full on political. And that meant, Roman McClay. That meant, go look him up. Roman McClay. Go look up, Jack Murphy, you guys already know. Look at the people that he was associated with at that time and where they were then and where they are now. Pat Stedman. Where was he back then and where is he now? I'll let you connect the dots. Yes. I think that it needs to stay underground. And that experience, by the way, led me to say, you know what? The more you try to bring the red pill sort of to the surface, the more potential you have for catastrophes like Anthony Johnson, catastrophes like Jack Murphy, catastrophes like grifting. I would add Andrew Tate to that list as well. Now they don't want to be. Everybody wants to be red pill until it's not cool to be red pill anymore. Everybody hated the red pill. Everybody hates the red pill before they didn't hate the red pill, and now they love it again, and now they hate it again. It's what's paying the bills? The red pill? Oh, okay. I guess I'm on board. However, my one bright and shining star was Jedediah Bila, who is still on board. She's in Montana, by the way, in case you guys were wondering. If you wanted an update with Jedediah Bila, I talked to her, but we're like family friends now. I'll promote her stuff, and if she wanted to come on the show, if she wants to come down to Vegas, I'll be happy to have her. But she and her family have relocated to Montana. I'm not going to tell you where, but apparently she's very happy where she's at right now, and I'm very glad for her. And she's starting to sort of recirculate, get herself back into circulation right now that she's split from Valuetainment. And I think she's probably, I'm not going to say anything about it because I think she's probably a better person for her to explain why she's separated from valuetainment. And but I will say I understand.